Hey everybody, this is Perch. Let's see what we got here. Unemployment and comics. Sorry, it says, Dear Perchington, since you still seem to be taking questions, yeah, I mean, why not? I'm currently without a budget due to federal shutdown. Well, I'll read the rest of this mail. I can go on. The federal shutdown is such a bunch of bullshit, and I mean that's everybody. That's everybody's take. And then I think whose bullshit are you more frustrated with, or Republicans or Democrats? Depends on who you are. The part about the federal shutdown and all this stuff that just irk me is that you I would just love to see a Democrat, somebody who votes Democrat, somebody who voted for Kamala Harris. I would love for somebody who does that to actually say, you know what, my party's stupid here. Or somebody who voted for Trump go, you know what, my party is being an asshole here. I want it's so predictable. People are like, I think the Republicans are screwing the country. Oh, yeah, who did you vote for? Oh, you voted for Kamala Harris. Okay. All right. So you thought this already. Or, the liberals are just, I don't know. I read the issues very carefully, and Chuck Schumer is a dickhead. It's like, all right, you voted for Trump. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not seeing any movement. I'm not seeing people like, go, yeah, those voices, I'm sure those voices exist. You just don't hear from them. And I wish you did, because it just gets tiring. Anyway, all right, that's too much on that. It says, hopefully this thing blows over and I can get back pay and my life returns to normal. I hope so too, brother. I can float for a few months, so I'm okay for the time being. That's good. Nonetheless, I've mostly stopped buying new comics until I have a secure paycheck again. Yep, that's prudent. Makes sense. And if you get divorced, don't promise all your comics to. That was there was a video, if you remember it, from a while ago, whenever this video came out. It comes out. I'm not even sure that video is out yet. I don't know. Anyway, there was a viewer question about kind of what should we do with the comics of the divorce and how can we carve them up and everything. And I just remember reading that and responding with a lot of pauses, because in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to actually come up with a good response to you and not you dumbass. But that was what was in my mind. Anyway. All right. If I were back to the mail, it says if I were going to do a very limited budget and only do, say, 3 new comics per month, what should I be getting? There's no right answer. I'm just curious what you and the viewers think are your current 3 books and nothing else pulls. Thanks. P.S. Just turn the channel over to your daughter instead of ending it altogether. That kid has potential, man. She's a clown. And I mean that in the nice way. She is a performer. They both are in their own ways. The older one is clearly going to be a software programming genius and artist, and the younger one is clearly going to be a performer. It's the comedic timing is just there. By the way, I was doing this bit where in the videos I would. I had a bunch of little clips from our conversations. This was me and my younger daughter, and I was putting at the end of videos. And what was fascinating to me is it kind of taught me how many people actually listened to the end of the video, which was not many. So there, for about 1 week, there's a whole bit there. And I like to think, I'm biased, of course, it's my prodigy, but I thought it was hilarious. I mean, just freaking hilarious stuff. And several of you don't listen to the end of the video, so you missed it altogether. And it's you missed out, man. Anyway, so what 3 books? Okay, so first off, this is a question for you, the audience. So throw in the comments below. 3 books. You're buying 3 books a month, roughly $15 of comics a month. What are those 3 books for you? Let us know in the comments below. What are your top 3 books? For me, and I'm putting aside the fact that I've got an unbroken run of X-Men and other things, other than the publisher keeps breaking it by relaunching like a bunch of dicks. But the comics I would put today right now are, and I understand they're not coming out every month and there's gaps. I would put Hyde Street. I really like that title. I think it's very, very strong. I probably am putting Geiger. So those are 2 Ghost Machine titles, but I feel like you get a lot for your money, meaning you're limited in comics. For me, it's not necessarily a single character, a single comic. It's the joy of reading a comic, and a comic with a lot of pages, a lot of depth is pretty exciting to me. And so I like reading. I like reading things that feel, I don't love this word in this context, but that feel meaty, feel like I'm not just flipping through something in 30 seconds. I feel like I'm actually getting a significant comic out of it. So that's what I think. Those two, and it's wild. This is an indicator of what a good writer can do. I'm probably buying Conan, and I am not a Conan fan historically. I just haven't been, but I do think, and I mean it with all genuineness. People have accused me of, like, when I interview somebody, then I just suck up to them. It's like this is this is YouTube culture for you. It's like I'm polite to people who are guests. I was polite to Ron Mars when I interviewed him, and I got all these people like, that guy's a libtard. Why are you being nice to him? It's like, he was nice enough to give me his time, so I'm going to be polite. He is a guest. You need to be nice to your guest. Anyway, that's how it should be. But Jim Zub over on Conan, those are good comics. Those are damn good comics. And I'm not a Conan fan. I have never historically been a big Conan fan, but those comics are very enjoyable to read. I feel like you get a lot out of them. And if I'm down to just 3 comics, I'm going to try and pick something that is giving me a little bit of everything. So Geiger's kind of post-apocalyptic, somewhat superhero drama. They say horror, but I don't get the horror in Geiger. And then Hyde Street is horror, but a really, really well written, almost written like an anthology type book, even though it's not an anthology. And then Conan, which is your sword and sorcery, but all 3 books make a pretty powerful reading month in and month out. And I think I'm also kind of answering your question from the perspective of, I'm in the sight unseen. Each book has got to count. Those books have proven to me that they are actually, when I pick it up, I'm going to get value out of it. I'm going to enjoy the experience. And so I think those are the 3 for me. It's been a while since there hasn't been a Marvel or DC comic in that list, but that's where I'm at. There are good Marvel and DC comics, make no mistake about it. But there is a lot of kind of shuffling our creative team, random left turns of direction, everything else that would hamper that. I am liking, I still like Ultimate Spider-Man, even though, good Christ, it is very talky and very little things seem to happen in it. I like, I like the zany insanity of absolute Batman. But for my money, if I'm only down to 3 books, it's Geiger, it's Hyde Street, and it is Conan. Conan by Titan Press, and the other 2 by Ghost Machine. Again, there's lots of good comics, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what people write in the comments, because I'm willing to bet that nobody will have the same 3 books. That there will be a lot of variety out there, and there should be. It's kind of what appeals to you. I made the comment earlier, I want to pick up a book where I feel like I'm getting something substantive out of it, where it feels like there's a legitimately big story in there, where it feels like there's meat. And so, everybody's definition of what that means is a little different. And so I think that's why, as you're kind of thinking about this for yourself and you're putting in your comments below, of course, keep in mind that the 3 comics are going to ring that bell for you are definitely going to be unique and personal and not the same for others. But I like the experiment. I like the exercise. So those are my 3. What are your 3? Do me a favor, go down to the comments. Let's help this guy out. I do hope the government shutdown ends soon. You get back to getting a regular paycheck like you deserve. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what everybody says. 3 comics. You're down to 3 comics. What are those 3 comics? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for listening.